Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Well, we're starting later because of the nefarious daylight savings time. You know, it screws up the time and everything. So hopefully we'll get a little dawn busting through during this. You know, it's not really supposed to be pitch black at 6:19 a.m., but that's your pretend time from your pretend government, I guess you say. All right, now Bellows Club Whiskey. Don't know if it's still made. This is around a 1994 bottle. So this bottle is about 27 years old. This is when it was bottled in Kentucky by Beam Company. Now it says, oh yeah, I forgot to put it's 4 years old. This was the Beam Company. It says Bellows and Company, but it's Beam. I saw a place around here that had it, a restaurant, you know. Here's Bankers Club American Blended Whiskey. This is a new bottle produced in the last few, might be a 2021 bottle, but 2020 for sure. And it's bottled in New Jersey. American Blended Whiskey bottled in New Jersey by Laird and Company. It wasn't started by Laird. It was started by a company called Kasser of Philadelphia, founded in 1907. Kasser introduced the Bankers Club line of drinks in 1969, 62 years later, and then it was sold. Kasser got acquired by Laird and Company, a family-owned company, mainly famous mainly for Applejack brandy. Applejack, all sorts of Applejack brandies, cheap, mid-range, and extremely expensive. Let me update these notes real fast. Aged 3 years. Aged 4 years. Aged 3 years. Okay, so is it going to be a challenge? Well, you never know, because I thought I would just, on Thursday, that fast, a snap would get the King Square versus Bankers Club. I thought I'd never get them mixed up, but I did. And I thought King Square was like corn whiskey, straight corn whiskey blended with grain spirits versus bourbon blended. But hey, I was wrong. But I've always said this. Well, I have said it for a long time. When you do one whiskey against one, it might taste different when you do it against the next one. So it doesn't always really hold together. The taste will change competition to competition. I can't explain that. H Chang 777. Okay, now, but I do think this one won't be much of a challenge, just because, yeah, I'm just tasting stuff. I'm not getting crunk early. Okay. Okay, amber. Typical whiskey look. Probably got caramel color added. I think Baker's Club is lighter. Built-in pour. Oh, price. $13.99 for the Bankers Club handle bottle. Yes, I've done Wild Turkey 101 and Wild Turkey 81, the Wild Turkey bourbon. This one is $8.99 for the liter. So it's $8.99 for the liter here, and the other one was $13.99 for the 1,750 milliliter. So Bellows a little bit more, but I've only seen it once, so I couldn't exactly come out the club with it. exactly pick and choose my price, could I? No. Bankers Club. So, I mean, I figured, well, I'll probably never see it again. I may as well buy it. And I never did see it again. So I'm glad I bought it. Bellows blended, same thing, same store, the modern one. So it was like Bellows Club Whiskey from 1994. And then right next to it on the shelf, the modern Bellows at International Market. They were both $8.99 a liter. So I bought them both. They just stick stuff together, like Canadian Hunter and the old Seagram's Canadian Hunter. They just had them on the shelf together. When they sold all the Seagram's, they pulled the tag for that one. And no, it was the same tag. They just let it disappear. Okay. Yeah, they're both amber. Nothing too remarkable there. See a little glint of daylight. Go walk half a mile after this. I'll walk half a mile later and half a mile later. You know, split it up an hour and a half today. All right. It smells like they're using sour mash straight bourbon in the 20% straight. Is there any way I could prove that? No, there isn't, unless the company would say, and they don't say, so I can't. I can only guess. Same type of aroma here, but maybe more muted. And I think the Bankers Club is more muted than the aroma. It's like really washed out. It's not a bad aroma or flavor. It's just kind of bland. Is that by design? Probably. You get a little nutshell, like pecan shell and little straight bourbon, but it's very bland. All right, let's go into taste. Now, I think the Bellows Club's going to have that nastiness, that sharp, peppery nastiness that I noticed after I started doing taste challenges with it. So therefore, it's going to lose, and I'm going to tell them apart. That's my theory, my theoretics. That's my hypothesis, I guess. Yeah. See, the Bellows has that pepperiness and even like a mint flavor, but it seemed like inappropriate. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't taste peppery. It shouldn't have that sharp bite, and it shouldn't have a mint flavor. It's like nothing's right in the flavor. Is it the worst blended whiskey I've ever had? Bellows Club Whiskey was certainly one of the worst, and I would say that maybe Kentucky Gold is worse, not worst, worse. But I don't have that bottle anymore. I only had a 375 anyway. Dr. Smith X says cheers. Cheers to you. Okay, so thanks for watching, everybody. $74.74. I just had Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof. That was good stuff, and I thought Select was good. Yeah, I know some people that love barrel proof whiskeys. They're too strong for me, but you know, if that's what you like. Well, what do I always say on this channel? You may as well drink what you like, right? Not what other people think you should drink. Drink what you like to drink. You say, well, I don't like alcohol. I just drink water, milk, and chocolate milk, and Pepsi. Well, drink that. We don't do peer pressure on this channel. It is more difficult than I thought. Ron, you're the man. Been watching you for years. Love your older beer reviews. Oh, thank you. You think they've gotten worse now? You said you like the older ones. You think the new ones aren't as good? I'm just asking. I don't think I changed the approach. I just seem like I do the same thing every time for the last 10 plus years, but maybe I have, but I haven't done it by design. Anyway, every time I say something that doesn't turn out right, I'll say, oh, it isn't going to be much of a taste challenge. Then it is. No, you give a great review, and usually I like what you like. Oh, okay. Um, that's the Bellows. Okay. See, it's hard because it's like I'm not sipping on these every day. So you try to remember, then you go back to it, but you might not go back to it for 6 months. So it gets lost in your mind a bit. And you're just going by recollections, which is not necessarily a good thing. So it's mentholated. Both of these are like mentholated. All of a sudden, it's affecting my nose. Crazy, huh? Yeah, there's a little glint of daylight out there. Pitiful, though. All right. Okay, so the Bankers Club from New Jersey. Yeah, it's a little milder and less abrasive than the Bellows Club Whiskey. Would I necessarily be recommending either one of these? Not necessarily. Austin the Average. You should definitely still revisit the canned version of Bud Light Platinum. I probably will one day. I mean, some people like American blended whiskey. It's okay to me. It's very bland. It's designed to be that way. Like they'll say smooth, smooth, smooth. I think that's sort of like a euphemism for what they mean, like very bland. But to be fair, or most people sipping American blended whiskey neat, without ice or water or mixing it with every kind of thing you ever thought of. No, I think very few Americans or people around the world are sipping American blended whiskey. All right. But yet I am, and I'm doing it consistently with all of these. Same control group. Neat, 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 neat. Not blending them, not mixing them. I don't think it changed. Let's see. Well, it might have. I think they went from corn syrup to sugar, cane sugar, glucose, cane sugar. So that, but I don't think it changed the taste. It's just a different fermentable. I only drink neat. Yeah, me too. And there's Kansas City Southern, eastbound. So, final thoughts here. Does a Bankers Club win? It wins. Got a little cheaper price. It's a little smoother and nicer. But I wouldn't be running out to go look for it. You know what I mean? I didn't run out to go look for it. I just happened to see it. I mean, I was at Total Wine and I said, I don't know if that place is going to make it here. I'm telling you, there's too many stores selling liquor around Louisiana. You know, just grocery stores. You know, they all sell liquor. They all have a huge liquor selection. And there's Total Wine, which only does beer, wine, and liquor, basically. And there was an initial rush of people to be there to see it, just to check it out. Like, oh, let's go see it. But if people are at Rouse's or Winn-Dixie or Walmart and they can just buy their groceries and their liquor there, right, and go home, they're not going to make, I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think they're going to make a special trip to Total Wine to get something that they can almost always get at their regular store. Because the last few times I went into Total Wine, it wasn't too busy. When they first opened last June of 2020, yes, packed with people, you know, social tightness. But then a month later, it wasn't quite as busy. And now it's really, well, of course, I went on a Thursday morning, but still it was pretty empty. It's no skin off my back. I mean, I like it because they have a lot of interesting things there. I'm not dying. I'm not pro or anti it. You know what I'm saying? If it makes it, fine. If it doesn't make it, it doesn't matter to me. Later on, Love from Pennsylvania, man. What's your favorite beer, like your daily drinker? I want to pick some up on way home from work. Yeah, usually something like Keystone Ice or Natural Ice. Yeah, those are cheap and they're always good. So those are my daily drinkers. Yeah, Keystone Ice or Natural Ice, generally. Yeah, because they're cheap and they're good. Two good factors. All right. So But I was in Total Wine and I picked up Banker's Club. Then the next time I went back, I picked up that, whatever that one was from Florida. You know, didn't cost a lot. So, I mean, blended whiskey, American blended whiskey, I'm not in love with it. I don't hate it. So this is going to be the winner. The later, you too. Bankers Club. So if it says BC, I got it right. If it doesn't say BC, I got it wrong. You know, no big tragedy. But it is BC, Bankers Club. Okay, so what told me? It was smoother, a little sweeter, and this one is a little harsher, a little more minty and peppery and kind of grating. It's like a cheese grater. It's kind of a little bit unpleasant. Not quantifiably horrible, but certainly not anything I would recommend, and I wouldn't buy it again. And I don't even think they make it anymore. So it's like a moot point. Can you still get Bellows? Yeah, Bellows straight bourbon, Bellows blended whiskey, and all that. But I don't think the Bellows Club whiskey or their club bourbon is still made. But you never want to say definitively that something's not made anymore, because these companies put out a lot of products they don't list. Now with Bellows, they don't list them at all. They just say the Bellows line of blah, 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 blah. They're not listing specifically what they're making. So you never know with this thing, this odd thing. There is a website listing for it, though. I know they took that house flyer off of the label. You say it's a honeybee, B for Bellows. Yeah, but I've sat there and stared at this drawing for so long, and I'm telling you, it looks like a housefly to me. You say, well, that whiskey attracts flies. Yeah, probably all do. Anyway, so slight advantage to Bankers Club. Now tomorrow will be the Bellows. I don't know when I'm going to do that one. I might have to do that one early, because I'm going to probably go to 7:30 a.m. mass. But whatever the case, I could get the lamp and put it in here. But it'd be regular old modern Bellows, which I still think is going to win. I think, well, no, that'll be close. That'll be close. Bankers Club versus Bellows, that could be a virtual tie. I wouldn't be shocked at all. So thank you, everybody. Have a great Saturday. Be careful driving around and doing what you're doing. So slight, pretty good advantage to the Bankers Club. Pretty good advantage from New Jersey. Check them out. Laird and Company.